Alrighty, sorry I got distracted. Good morning, happy Friday. We are a little... Well, I started streaming and kind of just left it for 7 minutes, but you know what? That's on me. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. I think ads already started playing, so I'll just start connections then. Normally I like to manually start it, and Hazel is not happy today. She's been barking. Edge, football, editor, memory, tornado, Edward, limit, Eddie, L, I have no, talisman, devil, education, carbon, Cabaret. I don't know what that is. Border, past tense, Mamma Mia, extremely. Maybe it's like Microsoft something like Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Education, Microsoft Editor. Past tense. Mamma Mia. Edward. Memory. Memory, and I see limit. It's like potentially computer stuff. Education. Football tornado. Order past tense. I mean, I just don't know what half of these words are. I'm not gonna lie. Elwes. White, fuzzy, air, alpine flower that is a symbol of purity, courage, and loyalty. Love and courage. Interesting. Is Eddie just a person, or... Hazel is really not upset. Eddie can refer to a circular current of air or water that moves against the main flow. Similar to that of a whirlpool. Harbor. Entertainment format of a musical variety show in restaurants or club. An imitation form of a live entertainment, often featuring music, singing. Tasmanian Devil. I didn't know what that was at first, and now since I actually read it, I know what the Tasmanian Devil is. These are like, I mean, he does a tornado thing. And what is this? Extremity? Furthest point or limit of something.
Extremity.
Yeah, okay. Boundary. Edward Elric. Education, football, tornado. Is there like college stuff, like college education, college football? Memory. Editor, past tense. Past tense memory, maybe. Like, Mamma Mia is a film. A romance film. What was a white fuzzy alpine flower? Like, are these like all movies? And then maybe there's just like, I don't know, football name or a movie name M-word. Oh. I don't know. I'm getting bored here. I just don't really see a connection. I don't really see a connection, and I just don't care enough. Run away. Oh, it was with football. One of these is wrong with football. I do not know. All right, I guess this. Oh no, I didn't guess this. Never mind. Oh well, don't care. They move in a spiral. Oh. I don't know who Eddie is, but this makes sense. Songs from musicals. Okay. What Edie might indicate. What Ed might indicate. Editor. Okay. Like, never getting this one. Never getting this one. And then this is just a straight up guess. I don't know who Eddie is. Like, who's Eddie? Oh, wait. That's not a person. It's a movement of air. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. No. Not a person. I'm not getting this. I don't think I'm ever getting that. That was lame. Can't even call it a boomer one. That was just a dumb one. I mean, question number 3 is boomer, but you know the other two were just dumb. I don't know. Nope. Not me. Oh well. Some days just suck ass. Not boomer world. Only crap the school is going through the ringer today. I love how you still get updates on the school that you don't work at anymore. Not even like the group chat text too. Like they just straight up tell you. That's drama. Ugh. Pain and suffering. Alrighty, let's hit the recording button. Actually, how much recording space do I even have left? I'm gonna be quite honest. 473 gigabytes. Okay, we're fine. We still have half a terabyte. That just means I'm gonna need to actually edit footage soon so I can actually clear some space. I have gotten to the point where I have so much backlog of footage chat that I'm almost at 4 terabytes. To be fair, a majority of it is failed CC and failed perfection runs, but it's still pretty bad. I just don't delete it until I'm done editing. How bad is that? That's just atrocious. 4 gigabytes or 4 terabytes, not gigabytes, 4 terabytes. How's my computer running? Because that's just one of my SSDs. That's just my recording SSD. I have my main SSD that is just by itself, and the only thing that I ever run off of it is Windows and Stardew. And then I have 2 hard drives that store other games, and then I have an SSD that stores footage. I think my PC in total has my main SSD is half a terabyte. I got a terabyte hard drive. I believe I have a second 2 terabyte hard drive, so that's 3.5 and then 4. So I have I have 7.5 terabytes of space on my computer. I really need to get rid of the hard drives though. They're getting outdated. Alrighty. That said, also one of them like occasionally keeps corrupting and I keep having to fix it every single time, which is a little annoying. Yeah, I mean, we're just harvesting. Let me bring open the planner image so it's easier for me to walk. I mean, we're just chugging along. We got, I believe, 9-ish more years of this. And a year takes like an hour 10. For context. So here we are, back at it, giving myself even worse carpal tunnel. I have to walk along the bottom when there's trees like that to make sure that there's no hidden debris. Alright, I got nothing much to say here, chat. We are in the grind mode. This is worse than sheep. Well, not even worse than sheep, but I mean, we're at that point, you know. But we're kind of just I mean, arguably it's kind of as worse as sheep. I said it wasn't going to be, and it's like, it's not in the context of like pure repetitiveness. God, I need to move these scarecrows. What's up, you? Thank you for the raid. Your stream went well. Hope you're ready for ancient fruit. I got a lot. Welcome, welcome. We have our entire farm to cover. We're at the point where we have like everything situated. We kind of just need to put in the rest of the time. Boom. No, not at all. I can get about half of it done in a day. I wish there was a plow in the game. Not really. Well, not really, no. I think adding something like the tractor mod would completely ruin the game. I mean, right now, this isn't hard on the hands. I'm literally just holding down left click, essentially, and then pressing a button on my keyboard or holding a button on my keyboard. It gets bad when I'm scything. Scything's a little ugly. I mean, just playing the game on mobile is super painful, so. When you're doing like hoe jumps like this, I don't actually think move speed matters, so it's like there's no point of rebuffing my food. And also I want to not have any food buffs going on when I'm planting seed packets, so. Probably do one more column after this. Or one more row, sorry. £10 towel, thank you for 61 months. Your day's going well. Happy Friday. God, I need a fucking watch stuff on my other monitor. Back to the sheep already, where I just regress to just watching another stream on my side because I'm not a talkative person. And I'm literally just Stardew ASMR. Let me just mute the mic, turn off the camera, and literally just title Stardew ASMR. That's basically what I'm doing here. Make no difference. I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the other way around, though. I mean, there's an argument that you should do both, but it's really annoying to do both right now. The argument to do both is the fact that half the year the stuff on the mainland doesn't grow, so it's like worth to do the 8 harvests on the mainland, I feel like. But I should have, now that I have the entire mainland filled up with sprinklers, I should be crafting more sprinklers to put onto Ginger Island. The issue is every harvest I would have to run to Ginger Island and, you know, do Ginger Island. And it'll make my calculations off due to the fact that right now I'm doing about an entire year in 1 hour and 15 minutes. There's like you could definitely do better than what I'm doing right now, and I can fully admit that. I'm not like, this isn't a perfect run by any means, but I'm not gonna redo it at this point. I'm just gonna continue with the plan that I had. And just purely Ginger Island could be better, yes, but that's just less fun. I don't want to set up, I don't want to get Ginger set up by like literally hour like 5, 6 and then just be be farming Ginger Island for like 18 hours, essentially. Because that's what it would end up being. Eddie, thank you for the 2 months. Enjoy your lurk. Hope we're having a good Friday.
Have lurk.
I possibly could have done one more row, but missed the spot. Cool. I had 30 seed makers in the greenhouse. I had 30 seed makers in the greenhouse, and it's literally like year 13. That the year doesn't really matter, because if I was playing casually, well, quote unquote casually, I could have this many seeds by like probably the end of year 2 pretty easily. But I hate this thing sometimes. It doesn't align how I want it to. But that's the point. We love drama. You don't need to interact with any of it though, V. You can just listen to it and enjoy it. Or not enjoy it. Because it's not your problem anymore. No, V used to be a teacher. I say used to be like you didn't just like quit this year. Like, oh, it was decades ago. She quit. She used to be a teacher. Resigning for medical. I mean, depending whatever choice of words you want to use. Yes, you had to stop being a teacher because of medical issues. Sure, quit's not. Quit is a strong word, but you are no longer a teacher at the end of the day. I guess you could still argue you are a teacher though, because you probably still have a teaching's license. You're just unemployed. Is anybody surprised about the school falling apart as soon as V left? It's like a surprising thing. Do we not hear like the same stories every week? Alright. Surprised I haven't gotten the chicken statue before. Okay. The only teacher who was loved in our school. I love our yearly fairy. Oh man, so great. Extra 25 crops here. Oh boy, oh boy. To become a personal tutor or help tutor for the ACT, SAT. But the parents that could afford me would hate me. Nah, surely not. No one could ever hate UV. But you hate me. Oh yes, I definitely hate you. Bro, it literally traveled the entire screen. Oh my god. I should zoom in, but I don't want to. I guess I should just stay zoomed in spring. It would make sense. Surely I don't get another fairy. I do love the years after I don't need batteries anymore. I've gotten so many lightning storm days in spring, which would have helped so much the previous years. Actually, so cringe. Happy Friday. We're probably gonna have some dead crops. I guess not. There's still a few. Oh, I mean, I've been saying it most of the run V. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was that. But it's so much lamer, is it not? Like, look at this field. Like, how often do you see something like this in Stardew? Maybe here. Oh wait, no, here. That said, after doing this for like 8 hours, it's gonna be less cool, but you get the occasional person coming in going like, whoa, that's a lot of ancient fruit. Yeah, but I haven't done them in a hot minute. And we don't do it with ancient fruit, we do it with star fruit. You should be happy I only misplaced 2. Waited until you notice how many ancient fruit I missed on my scything adventures. Oh, no, not even close. Put it in perspective. 11 stacks of gold quality ancient fruit is around 10 million. I almost have 2 full big chests, which is 14 a row. So I would be surprised by the end of this run if we had more than like 200 million in total gold. 200 million. Not even a B. This is not really time efficient for real life money. Or like time efficient per like gold per real life second. That's just like a perspective of how much better animals are. In terms of real life seconds. Like the equivalent of you see me, like, look how long it takes me to clear the field. In the time frame. Yeah, so it's like, it literally takes me 5 minutes to do the entire field. And it produces me around like what? Like 10 days worth of sleeping for sheep. And I could sleep 10 days in literally 60 seconds. With sheep. So it takes me 5 times longer to essentially make the same amount of money. And that doesn't even include the fact that I have to replant the ancient fruit every year. Like, it's not good money overall. It's good money per real life day, or I'm sorry, in-game day, which is why ancient fruit is always recommended to everybody. Because most people don't go by real life time. But if you're looking at real life time, this is awful. As of that said, how many ancient fruit do I think I will gather? I mean, 1 million is 1,000 stacks, right? Or is it 100 stacks? Why am I? 100 stacks because it's 1,000. 1,000 times 100 is 1 million. A 1,000 times 1,000 is 1 billion. I mean, I'll probably have close to 1 million ancient fruit by the end of it. I should definitely have more than 1 million. Well, sleeping in the greenhouse was added late into the 1.6 cycle, so it wasn't like really communicated with everybody. But yeah, you've been able to sleep in the greenhouse for like almost a year now. You can technically sleep in any building on your farm though. It's not just greenhouse. So you can sleep in barns, coops, slime hutches, sheds. But yeah. And it was just added late, so like it just wasn't communicated, and like no one does it. Like there's not a real need for a casual person to sleep in anything but a house, a multiplayer cabin, or maybe a shed. No one's really gonna sleep in barns. No one's gonna sleep in coops. No one needs to sleep in the greenhouse. Like you're gonna sleep in a decorative shed and or your house. Ah! I should have alt F4'd. Okay, well, we missed the harvest. Rip 3,000. Second time I've done that. It's year 13. Actually, wait, let me double check it. Yeah, it's year 13. I don't think it's that surprising to have that many seeds by year 13. That said, you just keep propagating it until you have so many seeds. I have 30 seed makers, and I just kept putting stuff in until I had all the seeds I need for the rest of the run. See, the propagation part was like the easiest part of the run. It just takes time, but I have essentially infinite time in game, so wasn't that hard. With 30 seed makers constantly going and doing one cycle a day, you get 1,000 seeds every season, essentially. Or, I'm sorry, 2,000 seeds every season. As long as you're using all 30 of them every single day. At least once a day. And if you're wondering just how you get that much ancient fruit to begin that, well, first off, you start in the greenhouse, you fill up the greenhouse, and then at the start of a season, you place everything that you can that you just made outside, harvest it for the season, put all that into seed makers, repeat for like 6-7 years, and you're good. Am I going insane? I have played over 7,000 hours of Stardew Valley. I don't think I have any sanity left to begin with. At least this one's soothing with the ASMR, unlike Sheep, which was literally just brain rot. I mean, realistically, that's more of just like a knowledge gap than anything. But yeah. If you like were purely only dedicated onto farming as many ancient seeds as you want in like the first in-game year, you could get close to a farm like I have. Or like the first 2 years. But like it would be very min-maxy and not very fun, so there's no reason to do it. And there's better ways of making money, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like this is like the absolute best way of making money. Like I did a challenge similar to this where I was trying to make the most amount of money in 24 hours and I reached the integer limit, which is like 2.1 billion. This will hardly even reach 200 million. The fraction. what I made in 24 hours. What did I want at 1.7? A lot of bug fixes. Yes, you have to literally wait all day for the Junimos to harvest a field this big, and it's not worth it. The Junimo hut is a very bad building, if you actually think about it. It's not facial sufficient, they don't harvest quickly, and then you need to provide them with a really annoying crop to actually make them somewhat worthwhile. I should also say there's nothing wrong with like having a knowledge gap in this game. You're doing essentially your first playthrough, just enjoy it. You don't really need to compare yourself to somebody like me who has over 7,000 hours in the game and has literally been playing it since like day one, essentially. I do things quite a bit differently because I need to do unique things for me to be entertained to play this game. Because I don't play this game casually because I find it boring nowadays to play casually. I don't really exactly know how Junimo huts work. I've literally only built a Junimo hut once. And it was literally for a no XP challenge run because when the Junimos harvest it, you don't gain XP. And I needed the Junimos to harvest so I can actually harvest crops without gaining XP. I don't know if it continues tracking after you reach caps. And it'd be hard to calculate even based off of like the amount of ancient fruit that I have, purely because I've seed makered a majority of stuff and I've already sold quite a bit to be able to pay for stuff. Packing grapes or hops or something. Yeah, but it's like, unless if you're just doing it casually, like what's the point, you know? I do wish there was more of a economic side of Stardew where like you can't just sell one crop essentially, but at the same time I understand why it's not like that. And I don't know how much I would actually like pure economics in the game. I think like the main reason none of the other crops are actually attractive to do is purely because cooking is such a bad mechanic in this game. If cooking was any better, it would actually be worthwhile to do other crops. Maybe not in a speedrunning setting, but definitely in a casual. But it's like basically all the best cooking recipes can just be bought or traded for, so there's like no reason to actually cook something for like a somewhat useful buff, barring like a select like 2 or 3 things, which is like generally just for fishing. So like dish of the day / seafoam pudding. Because it's like, why bother cooking Lucky Lunch when you can just trade for spicy eels, which are just better. And then Magic Rock Candy can't be cooked. Coffee can just be bought. Coffee bean is like one of the worst crops in the game. Just buy coffee, don't grow it. You don't even need hunger to make cooking like appealing to do. Could be interesting. An actual farmer's market type thing. But then there would actually have to be other farmers in town. Other than, I guess Marnie's technically a farmer, but I guess farmers markets doesn't always just sell just crops, but you get what I mean. So even if like price fluctuating doesn't matter, you can actually just make it where, you know, it's worthwhile to, instead of just wine everything, you know, to like actually go and cook stuff. And maybe make more artisan goods into cooking stuff, you know? Like, maybe there's something that involves wine for cooking, and depending on what type of wine you use, you gain more money for it. And it's like a multiplier, you know? But you still want to do ancient fruit wine, or like something with jelly, you know? But it's not something you can make in huge amounts, so you don't want to just do that crop. And then it's like, that's like not practical, it's on late game as well. So then you have like other things, like maybe there's like, you know, maybe there's a flour, or I don't know. I was about to say flour recipe, but you kind of have something for beehives like that. Or maybe something that involves cooking with honey. And depending on what type of honey you use, it gains a multiplier. So honey is like somewhat useful. You know, you can add stuff to like the lower end fast crops like parsnips, you know? I mean, you just have to increase the price of those types of things. I don't know, cooking just needs to sell for more. You could literally like almost 10x like 90% of the cooking prices, cooking selling prices, and they still wouldn't be that good. Like, I'm not even joking. You could legit 10x some of the prices, and it just would not make a difference. Because it doesn't matter if it sells for like 2,000 gold, when ancient fruit wine sells for that much, just by default. And it's not like it would be overpowered early game, because you would either have to use a cookout kit, or so you need foraging level 3, and you can only, I mean, you would have to do it in like a big batch, or you would have to upgrade your house, you know? Cooking is instant. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's instant. Standard. Like, obviously you can't 10x every single thing, but a lot of the cooking stuff literally just sells for like 100 or 150. So if you 10x it, it is still just 1,500. So it's like, maybe you can argue closer to 5x, but I'm literally just saying, like, in general, you could 10x a majority of the recipes, and they will still just be worse than ancient fruit wine. Because you also have to think of the input cost of the crop going into it, unlike wine, where it's literally just profit. I'm not saying like no matter what, numeric wise, there's always going to be a best answer in this game. There's no way around that. CA's already accepted that. Like if you've read one of his more recent Haunted Chocolatier blogs, it's something he's not really focusing on in Haunted Chocolatier. He understands that no matter what he does, there's going to be a meta, and something is just going to be better than the rest. That's how it is in all games. Something is always just going to be numerically better than the rest. Can other things have their niches? Yeah, and they do. But it's like, if you're just purely looking at cooking in this game, there is other than either gifts to NPCs, which you only use like 2 or 3 specific gifts to the NPCs for it to work. You don't even need like 90% of the recipes. There's just, or the community center and perfection, there's no reason to cook 95% of the recipes. No reason. Like, ask me why I would ever want to cook cranberry sauce. How about like the candy apple drink thing or whatever the hell it's called? Like, why would I ever want to craft something like that? Like, I don't know. The cooking just got put into such a weird subset in this game, I feel like, where I think CA realized that because he made cooking instant, he can't just, like, make it the equivalent of ancient fruit wine. So the sell prices aren't good. And so, and then he, like, tried to make it into a buff system in some way. So he added a bunch of buffs to cooking, but it just turns out that literally there's only 2 or 3 useful buffs in the game. Like, generically useful buffs in the game, which is move speed, luck, and fishing, or plus fishing. There are some niche use cases for foraging and farming, I'm well aware of that, but there's basically no reason to ever use mining. The bonus energy is a complete joke. Magnetism is another niche one, but it's like, just use another magnet ring, you know? Like, the only use case I have for magnetism is literally using crispy bass while you're doing a max iridium or run in Skull Caverns, and there's like only one person who I know who actually uses that strategy, because they're going for like world records. So you're literally just constantly switching food to be able to pick up stuff. It's such a waste casually. Like, any of the combat ones are kind of useless. Like, you don't really want to use any attack ones. Defense is like funny, but there's no like actually good defense food. Because +1 defense is literally -1 damage, right? And when enemies can hit up to like 60, 70 in the dangerous mines, like having -1 damage per defense just does not matter. Like, you have to fully stack it, and like the food buffs don't give you enough other than magic rock candy. Like, you don't really care about +2 defense from food when you can get +10 defense from having 2 crab shell rings, and then another +3 defense from weapon enchants, plus whatever your base stats on your weapon is. It's just like this, like a lot of the buffs are just useless on top of it. So cooking's just in that weird spot where like it's bad because the buffs are bad. I gotta go to the bathroom, by the way. It's in a weird spot because cooking is like too easy to make super strong in terms of money making, and the buff niche that it's supposed to fulfill is just garbage because there's not many recipes worth crafting for the buffs, and the ones that are you can just trade for or buy. So it's just like, well, what's the point of cooking? It sucks. I'm going over all these like random things with potential like changes or whatever, but it's just like it's the game that CA made and we still all enjoy playing it, so doesn't matter anyways. It's just interesting to think about potential game design and what could have made it potentially better, or it could have just made it worse. You never know. Like, I can say the same thing with fishing. Fishing's a very polarizing skill in this game. Some people hate it, some people love it. Fishing equals skill issue. I mean, a little bit. It's just one of those things where if you understand it and get how it's done, you can find it enjoyable and intriguing. But if you just don't understand it and can't play it, you hate it. It's the same with like Journey of the Prairie King. Like, I don't actually mind Journey of the Prairie King because I don't think it's that hard. Because I can do it. I can play it. But like people who can't play it, like they hate it. It's the same with Junimo Kart. People who are bad at Junimo Kart generally just don't like it. I mean, fishing still sucks barring after, like, I mean, if you're looking at it from a min-max point of view, fishing sucks post day 4. But, yeah. How did I miss all those? I was lined up, no? Legend Fish Day 4 Pog. Yeah, I have to catch Legend Fish Day 3 now because it can't rain on Day 5 anymore in 1.6. Juno Kart's different than hating fishing. Fishing's like, you can also somewhat say fishing is poorly designed in terms of it is harder at the start than it is later on. Which is the biggest like critique you can make to fishing, in my opinion. I think the actual minigame itself and how it executes and how it like plays is like really nice. One of the best fishing minigames there is. That said, it's weird that fishing is at when it's the most difficult is when it's the earliest into the run. But I mean, like, it somewhat makes sense because you're supposed to be a beginner, so it's supposed to be harder. But like from an actual gameplay loop perspective, it's not ideal. It should start easy and then get harder. Right? Yeah, no, but I mean, like, yeah, video games can offer upgrades to make things easier, yes, but it should make the earlier, easier fish easier. And, like, the harder fish should relatively stay the same difficulty, if not get, like, a little bit harder. Especially since bar size is based off of fishing levels. So the more fishing you do, the easier like every fish becomes. So it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, I think the argument is said that like the default fishing bar size should be the training rod. And then maybe the bar doesn't grow as much as you level up. And then like the tackles are supposed to like help you more. And then you would have to like make some of the fish harder, obviously. Stuff like that. They can go deeper with like actually making different types of bait for like I've mentioned this before. You can go deeper into like the a bait idea where there's like a few different types of bait and each fish has their own preference of bait, and if you use the right type of bait, the fish is just easier to catch. And if you use the dislike type of bait or just the wrong type of bait, the fish is like normal or harder. Maybe too many inventory slots is like the argument with that, but that one might be a little too late to change. The bait idea might be a little too late to change, especially since he has typed bait now. But it could have been an idea. Similar to like, well, I mean, Sea of Thieves just has like, if you use the right type of bait, these types of fish will show up. And I don't think it makes it easier or harder, but yeah, I mean, I designed the roguelike, but I wouldn't really want to make gameplay changes like that. If I'm gonna go that deep into something, I'd rather just make my own game. But I do not have the time, patience, or knowledge to be able to do that. Well, I guess arguably I have the time because I really don't do anything with my time. But I don't have the patience or the ability. I do not have Ginger Island full of ancient fruit for two reasons. One, I think it would be extremely boring just to do only Ginger Island because that would be arguably the most effective way of doing this. And then second off, because I... Okay, well, it just went off and then stopped. Lovely. We love that.
You got scared.
Oh, of course. I got scared.
I know, I jumped. Jump, see?
Ugh. Was that the fire alarm? What was I saying? Oh yeah, Ginger Island. Because I'm requiring myself to basically do the entire farm, every single time that I would want to go and harvest on Ginger Island, I would have to go there and then warp back. So I would have to walk all the way down the Willies and then come back for 700 ancient fruit. And there's no, like, I don't want to go out of my way to go get Island Obelisk because that would require a lot of RNG with getting 10 Dragon's Teeth, which is just not great. I would also have to get a banana tree. And then I would also have to unlock the sewers. So there's no actual practical way for me to get that. So because I'm doing the farm, I just don't think going to Ginger Island or like having a farm set up on Ginger Island is worth it, especially since I would have only just now gotten the sprinklers to essentially repair it. I've only had this full farm done for about like 2 or 3 years now. And I probably just now have about just enough batteries to cover the entirety of Ginger Island. So it's just like, at this point, like, Yeah. There could be an argument to just do it for like the winter and spring, which I think could be fair, but at this point I don't really want to change anything, so I'm just not gonna bother. And it's just one of those things where if somebody really thinks it's that much better, have fun, go do it yourself. I'm not doing it in this run. Yes, but every single time that I would go out and harvest, I would have to go out, harvest Ginger Island, warp back to the farm, and then go to Willie's again, go to Ginger Island, and then sleep. It's the pathing every single time. In a seated run, I wouldn't be surprised if you're supposed to unlock the sewers and buy a unlock the sewers and buy the golden clock and island obelisk, or maybe not golden clock. Golden clock's like 11 stacks of golden ancient fruit, which I don't think saves enough time, even though I do have to clear debris. But yeah, I think my point stands. My main point is I just think it's less attractive. I mean, would it not stop the stone and twigs from spawning at the start of each season? Because those take a majority of my time to clear. And then I can just start hoeing right away. But again, I don't think buying it saves 11 stacks of ancient fruit, so it just wouldn't matter. Hello. Oh, I mean, I've already gone to Ginger Island. I already have all Ginger Island completed. And there's a really good argument saying that just doing Ginger Island is better. There's a very good argument, but that is just so much more boring because I can get to that point about 5 hours in, and then I'm just harvesting Ginger Island for the next 15 hours. And that's all I'm doing for 15 hours. It is so much more interesting having to completely fill up the standard farm than it is to just do Ginger Island for 15 hours. I mean, the main reason Ginger Island would theoretically be better is the fact that you don't have to replant it every single year. And then you actually get stuff, year-round, where I only get 8 harvests a year. It's significantly less setup. And then not to mention the fact that I needed to make, what, like 35,000 ancient fruit seeds? We're not gonna get this all planted because I'm an idiot and didn't pick up the ancient fruit seeds before walking over. Oh yeah, I've made one. But... Ugh. I needed to stop a row before. I thought I would have time to do another entire row. He's so gross to retail. Gross, gross, gross. If you're wondering why I never upgrade my hoe, I am actually animation canceling here, by the way. This is how much slower the hoe becomes when you upgrade it, when you try to animation cancel. I really have to do it like this. Oh, this year's hoeing sucked ass. Kind of my own fault, but... 12 for homie. I want to be going up and down. Seed makers. Where else would you get this many seeds? Keep in mind, it's like year 14 or year 15. Not very hard to have this many ancient fruit by then. As long as you have the actual ancient fruit to be able to convert with 30 seed makers, you can literally make 2,000 seeds in a month. So. Hard. Well, with 30 seed makers, as long as you put in ancient fruit once a day, you'll make about 2,000 seeds by the end of the month. Obviously, if you just cranked it all at once and just going on a infinite spiraling loop of them, you need a little bit more seed makers, but you can get way more. You just need the ancient fruit supply for it. Which again, I have the ancient fruit supply because it's literally year 14, year 15. So I've literally just been sleeping days propagating, harvesting thousands of ancient fruit every Sunday. Be able to continuously feed that wheel of seed makers. Year 14, year 15, I don't know which one. It just don't matter when you're that far into the game. How many fruit do I have so far? Almost 2 full big chests. I'll have to start a 3rd one here shortly. We'll have 14 times 6 times 2. Times 999. Oh yeah, a couple. Oh boy. I can't believe we still have 7 more hours of this. I must finish, but holy am I honestly think this is worse than sheep. I think it's worse than sheep because I literally can't distract myself with another stream. Where with sheep, I literally just watch Seth for like 80% of the time I was doing that. I just stopped caring. For this, I like actually have to somewhat be paying attention because I need to continue with my ancient fruit lines, my harvesting lines. It was a bit of a nightmare. The spot, thanks. I didn't notice. Oh no, Junimo Hut is beyond worthless in this game. If I had the Junimo Hut, they wouldn't even be able to harvest today. Not to mention, it would literally take them the full like 20-minute day to harvest everything. And then on top of that, it would literally unironically take me more time to be able to unlock the Junimo Huts than it would for me to just get the Iridium Scythe. Junimo Huts are pretty fucking bad. Not space efficient, slow as hell. I mean, that's really just it. They're cute. But from a practical standpoint, they're basically useless outside of min XP challenge runs. Junimo Huts are kind of comically bad. Closed inventory.
You can basically do like an entire season and then you have to empty.
Oh. I feel like a dog with how I'm just tilting my head every so often. Just hard, like, intrigued by harvesting ancient fruit. No, next going this way. No. No, let's readjust the head that way. Holy fuck. Yeah, this definitely is just a... I didn't think it would be worse, but this is definitely fucking worse than sheep. I didn't think it could get this bad. I think the start of this run was better than the money run in terms of entertainment value. But sheep's endgame definitely didn't feel as bad. Maybe it's because I technically aren't doing it for as long. I've been doing ancient fruit harvesting for longer. Just not at the scale for as long as I've been doing the scale. But it's like, I was really only doing sheep sleeping for like 8 hours. And realistically, I started scything ancient fruit at about like, what, the 7-8 hour mark. So I'm doing this for closer to 16 hours where I only did sheep for about 8. And then I didn't really need to pay attention for the sheep is more of the plus side to it. Or this I need to pay attention because I gotta keep my lines. Is the bunny run? No, sheep. Sheep. Sheep are the second best animal if you're looking for purely the most amount of money you can get in 24 hours. Golden chickens should theoretically be the best, but sheep are second. Sheep, once fully loved, and you have the artisan, or I'm sorry, the shepherd profession produce wool every single day. Which there's only 4 animals that can do that, which are basically the chickens and the sheep. Chicken, sheep, cow. And barring the golden chicken, only 3 of those are like actually like realistically obtainable in a good amount of time, unless if you're using like a seed to do perfection faster. When did you start counting the time? Literally when I click OK to create the save file. So all the prep time beforehand. It took me around, what, 6 hours to get the Iridium Scythe, which was basically the first goal. I had the first Ancient Seed at, like, the first, like, Mines Day of the run, so, like, the second week of spring, year 1. But I didn't really do anything with it until later on. Once I got the Iridium Scythe, is when I started doing Ancient Fruit. And a lot of it. But yeah, file starts at file creation. Why would you not want to include the prep time? It's only interesting if you include the prep time. Not another meteor.
Nice. A nice amount of ancient fruit. There was.
I mean, this is just Stardew ASMR. I am honestly just completely zoned out today. Just like, enjoy the ancient fruit. I'm probably not talking much. I did my yap session about cooking, sucking in this game. Good enough. Enjoy whatever comes up on the playlist and ancient fruit noises. I'm over it. No, it's just a fundamental issue with the system for cooking. Like, cooking's so bad you could increase the price of a majority of the cooking recipes by 10x and it still wouldn't be that good. That's how bad cooking is. Like, just in like a pure profit situation. 10x on some items would be busted, so it's like not all of them can be 10x, but a majority of them can, and it would be pretty mid. But the issue lies in the fact that basically cooking is supposed to be a buff system in this game, and 90% of the buffs in this game are awful, the only good ones being move speed, luck, and fishing. The others are just essentially worthless compared to those three. And then the best foods of those three categories can either just be straight up bought or traded for. So there's no reason to ever like cook anything. Like the only time you actually cook anything is either it's needed for the community center or you're trying to give a very specific gift to somebody. And for most cases, it's just easier to give something else. Because cooking isn't really accessible to get a quality version of it, which matters a lot for friendship. So because it's supposed to be some buff system, it's kind of just shafted because there's only 3 good buffs and they can all be traded for. And then the sell price of it is awful because it's trading the fact that a lot of it gives buffs and it's supposed to be eaten over sold. So adding a minigame would arguably make it worse, unless if adding the minigame made it sell for literally like 20x more. Because it would take so much time to do the cooking. And then it would be awful for mid-max playthroughs because likely the cooking minigame wouldn't take any real-life time or in-game time, so it's just infinitely better than kegs and wine. I mean, there's a few different approaches that you can take to fix it. The first fix would actually just to essentially remove the desert trader, just completely. The fact that we can trade for spicy eels has just been the best trade in the game, and it's not even close for a very long time. Well, I mean, okay, I can't even say that because you have staircases and you have magic rock candy, but it's like it's one of the 3 best trades in the game, and it's not even close. Right. So it's like that would have to be removed realistically, and a majority of the default buffs need to be buffed. Like the mining buff needs to be useful, the farming buff needs to be much more useful, the extra foraging skill buff needs to be much more useful, you know. Extra energy needs to actually do anything other than just basically the text not saying you get an extra 30 energy. Defense needs to actually reduce more damage realistically. -1 damage per hit is not enough in a game like this. Damage is like okay, but it's like there's just not good food for it. Like you really only get +3 attack, and that's just a flat extra 9 damage a hit, which like isn't bad, but it isn't like I'd rather just have luck and move speed. You know? Yeah. But I mean, like, arguably cooking should be hard to do. And then if cooking was good, you could actually see a reason to do something other than just the same crops every single time. Like, imagine if, like, the game made spaghetti good, and you actually wanted to grow tomatoes instead of blueberries. Or, like, some tomatoes over just all blueberries. Like, I'm talking about stuff like that. But at the end of the game's just going to be mid-maxed anyway, so it's just what's ever going to be better. So there's, like, he might, like, you could fix this and could, like, adjust what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, like, if he makes cooking too strong, then it's just going to be the same situation where, like, ancient fruit is useless, and then you just cook one specific food. Because one specific food is just going to be optimal compared to the rest of them. And that's just the life of these farming sims. Something's always going to be optimal. Doesn't matter. Oh no, I missed one. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really want to do another full in-game year. I'm like actually burnt out of this, unfortunately. I didn't think I would get burnt out of this, but holy hell. Doing this for legit 15 hours is actually just all motivation being sucked out. The worst part is we still have another like 6 hours to go. So another like 5 years. It's so shit. No, it's the same attempt. I haven't restarted. It's literally just been going on for this long. I basically started farming ancient fruit. Not the entire farm, but I started farming ancient fruit around like the 8-hour mark. So I've kind of just been doing what you've seen me do for like this entire stream for the past like, you know, 8 hours. And we still have another 6 hours to go of it. We'll probably get like 3.5 big chests by the end of the run. Ancient fruit spaghetti. Yeah, you could also make cooking recipes like actually involve artisan goods. So like stuff that like includes jellies and wine. And it has a bonus sell price based off of what you put in it. So there would like still be a incentive to do high quality stuff, but I think the idea of cooking being a buff station or a buff or being for buffs or for energy is like better for the games health wise, instead of like trying to force people to do it for cash. That said, like, a lot of the buffs need to be drastically buffed, and a lot of the foods that aren't like good energy efficient wise would need to be buffed as well to like actually serve a purpose. Because the issue with like using like foods as a energy source is, first off, you can buy salads. Second off, doing gold quality pumpkins is actually crazy for HP and energy. Or I'm sorry, not pumpkins. Gold quality pineapples. Once you get to Ginger Island, is basically the only food you need for the rest of the game. And then on top of that, you know, it's just really annoying to craft other stuff at a restaurant. Turns this game into Dave the Diver. Yep. It just needs to stay a buff system. Oh, the other point that I was about to bring up. If, like, early game food is supposed to be, like, the answer to energy issues, like, you basically stop struggling with energy, like, after the first season, if you're new to the game after the first year, right? And by that point, like, people who are struggling with that don't unlock the kitchen until after that. And then you're just not struggling with energy anymore. So there's really no point of the food, like, actually trying to restore energy over, like, the off chance that you get a random piece of food from the garbage. Or somebody sends you a piece of food, you know? Early on. Which is just, like, whatever. It's like that. Anyways, I'm gonna be done. I'm over harvesting ancient fruit today. As enjoyable as it is, in quotation marks, I want to go get food, and I am going to not kill my fingers today because it actually is quite tough on your hands with the amount of animation canceling you also have to do for it. Alright. I'm gonna peace. Also, the TFT tournament that's going on. Poggies. I'd rather watch that. Alright, we're gonna raid. Alright, peace. We're gonna raid Leela. She's doing a community center speedruns. Vanilla community center speedruns, so no animation canceling. But yeah, that's it. I am gonna peace. I do appreciate you guys watching the stream. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Should be on tomorrow. We'll see. Brittany wants to go to this restaurant because she wants to take Hazel out. We'll see what time we do that. Most likely stream tomorrow. Yeah, I do appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys joining the stream. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Hey, stay safe out there. Happy Friday. Later. Peace.